There are certain things that we as Christians have the luxury of forgetting. And one of those things that comes to mind are our past sins. Thank God we have the luxury of forgetting those. Big and small sins that we have committed in our past, we know that we can forget them. Yes, I'm not saying that we don't live with the consequences. We do oftentimes. But by God's grace, through Jesus Christ, we get to forget those. Because all the punishment for past sins, big and small, has been placed on Jesus. And we know that they have been forgotten in him. But there are things that we should not forget when it comes to the past. The good work of God's people. I don't want to forget that. All the good work of God's people that they do. And I'm talking about you right now. I'm not going to forget about that. Your work produced by faith is a good thing that I don't want to forget. Each and every day, this army of Christian soldiers goes out into their various vocations, doing the work in God's earthly kingdom. So many areas of service, so many people being served by you. Doing the work produced by faith. I don't want to forget that. And another thing I don't want to forget is all your labor prompted by love. Yes, labor prompted by love. There's work and then there's labor. You know the difference. Labor's hard. And sometimes there's part of our life that we may say that we did this and it was a labor of love. Because that's really what it was. Some people work for a paycheck. They work to get ahead. They work because their job satisfies them. They work because they should. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. We work that way too. But we work differently in addition to that. Our labor is prompted by love. We work hard because we want to provide for our family, be there for our friends. We work hard and we labor in love because we love our church. And ultimately, it's because we labor in love out of love for Jesus. And I'm not going to forget that. I never want to forget that. And then there's endurance. Yeah, literally, the word endurance in our text means to stay under the load. Yeah. There's work, there's labor, and then there's staying under the load. I know as Christians, as it is for everybody, it's easy to want it easy. It's easy to slough off. It's easy to be lazy. It's hard to stay under the load. But by God's grace and strength, strengthened by him, we do. We do because there's hope. There's hope. Because we're motivated by Jesus. Jesus who looks at our work and blesses our work and loves our work because it's motivated by him. And that's why we remain under the load. And I'm sure I'm talking to many people who are doing that right now. And I don't want to forget that or you. I'm even going to thank God in prayer for you. A lesson from First Thessalonians chapter 1, verses 2 to 3. We always thank God for all of you and continually mention you in our prayers. We remember before our God and Father your work produced by faith, your labor prompted by love, and your endurance inspired by hope in our Lord Jesus Christ. That was the word of the Lord.